Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Alexa, good morning.
Today is Monday, August 22nd. Time is 6:18 a.m. Currently, in Pahrump it's 78 degrees Fahrenheit, clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 105 degrees and a low of 78 degrees.
Great, thank you. Okay, here we are 42 seconds into it, and this is Career Services, where we help you go from point A to point B. Point A is where you are, point B is someplace better. We do that through these short little daily breadcrumbs, as Professor Nancy Kane calls them, that are easy to follow, easy to pick up, and that have value. So that's what we do. And today is Monday, the last Monday, the 22nd of 2022 in the history of the universe. All right, so today we're going to talk about sacrifice. Sacrifice. We're also going to talk about Sebastian's song, I Am My Connectome. And we've got a good one from Seth Godin. So we're going to cram all this into 10 minutes, hopefully. And our Navy SEAL Maxim. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning. Good morning, Jeff. Okay. Enter. So there's a carload of people at work now, probably at Naylor. I'm going to drop Anna off. Charlene has some missions to do. Justin is online also. That's good. And okay, here we are. The question is, what would you be willing to sacrifice X for Y? And the question is, what is X and what is Y? So on the video today, link down below, remember to subscribe, click the bell so you know when these things are starting. And Justin is on, so work on your calendar. What would you sacrifice? Or would you sacrifice X for Y? You have to fill in the blanks. What is your X? What is your Y? So, for example, in the video, again, notes down below, or the link down below, the question was, would you sacrifice a year to change your life for 20 years? We're asking people to sacrifice 90 days to change their life. And by change, this just means change the direction. It's not about changing the result. It's about changing the directions, because there is no such thing as a plan. There's only planning, according to President or General Eisenhower at the time. So, what are you willing to sacrifice? Think about it. If you're not willing to sacrifice to change, you're probably not going to change. If you're not willing to sacrifice giving up your earbuds, of listening to music, and taking a Coursera course, not really going to change. All you're doing is pursuing comfort. Think about it. Why would somebody be listening to music or watching TikTok? Enjoyment, not improvement. We should be focused on improvement, not enjoyment. We need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, but we'll get to that later. So, today's TED Talk is Sebastian's song. So it's our neuroscience course. We basically say, if we know who I am, I have a better way to become who I want to be, or why I do the things I do. If I know who I am, who am I, then I can also better answer the question, why do I do the things I do? And from a neuroscience perspective, we do the things we do because we have certain neural pathways, neuroactivity that guides us to make it easy for us to survive. Well, we might not know easy, but we have neural activity. So what is neural activity? Where does it come from? Today's TED Talk from Sebastian Song, who was at Princeton. I'm not sure where he is now. And he has sent us an email, or replied to an email I sent him several years ago. Talks about the neurons in the brain, how they work, what they look like, what their function probably is, etc. Because he's out mapping the brain, or he was out mapping the brain. So Sebastian Song is today's TED Talk, and we'll talk about it tomorrow and why it's important. That's that. How about Seth? Okay, and we talked about our other big discussion was sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? Willing to sacrifice breakfast? Willing to sacrifice a cigarette? Willing to sacrifice an energy drink? You know, people who become doctors sacrifice years in order to learn what they need to learn to be a doctor. People who are lawyers, attorneys, sacrifice years in order to learn what they need to learn. People who are pilots, people who are plumbers, professional people sacrifice. Other people, like wage slaves, people who don't have freedom, don't sacrifice. What do you need to do to become a professional? Sacrifice your enjoyment for something that's going to make you better. Give up listening to YouTube video, or listening to music that's just designed to make you feel better. Give that up. Exchange it for something that's going to make you better. Not feel better, but be better. Okay, 7:32 in. Let's see what Seth Godin has to say. A little bit concerned that we're covering too much ground in these. Okay, 5 true statements we don't hear very often, and the transcript of this is below. And I don't think we have a link there, but I should have the link from now on. 5 true statements we don't hear very often. It's a shame because it would help us do a much better job of bringing ideas to people. Okay, 5 true statements we don't hear very often. I don't care enough to do what you're asking. That's a true statement. And once again, there's Anna calling during this video. I don't care enough to do what you're asking. I don't trust you enough to hear you out. I don't believe it's worth what it will cost in time, money, or risk. I'm afraid of the changes it will cause. I don't believe that I'm the kind of person who can do this. Instead, people talk about features, quality, or budgets, which might be genuine inquiry, but is often simply a way of stalling until time runs out. When someone cares enough to tell us the truth, perhaps the best response is, thank you. Okay, so I don't care enough to do what you're asking. I don't trust you enough to hear you out. I don't believe it's worth what it will cost in time, money, or risk. I'm afraid of the changes it will cause. I don't believe that I'm the kind of person who can do this. These are probably things that we should put on a sign and put in everybody's door, on the back of everybody's door. Don't be this person. Don't ever say, I don't care enough. Don't ever feel, I don't care enough to do what you're asking. I don't trust you enough to hear you out. I don't believe it's worth what it will cost in time, money, or risk. I'm afraid of the changes it will cause. That's a big one. I'm afraid of the changes it will cause. That kind of follows from I can't do that. This is who I am. I don't believe that I'm the kind of person who can do this. Okay, thank you very much, Seth Godin. I am going to save that and put it in my task list for today. So everybody, please have your calendars, work on your calendars. That's an important thing to do. Let's see, we talked about the message is sacrifice. Ask yourself the question. So we start with a mindset. Then we need to develop a skill set, and then we need to implement an action set. A mindset starts with the desire to change. Because if you really don't want to change, you're not going to change. And in fact, you're only going to change if you're absolutely committed to change. Like absolutely, absolutely. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't say, well, I want to change, but not today. Give me chastity, but not yet. You don't say that. It's, I really need to change who I am. Once you have that mindset, now you can develop a skill set of how to change and what to change. But it starts with why, as Simon Sinek says. It starts with why. What is your why? Why do you need to change? If you don't have a why, you're not going to change. So let's focus on that. And 11:31 in. So I just did that. And that triggered what response in people? Navy SEAL Maxim. That's what you should say. NSM, Navy SEAL Maxim. Yesterday was the only easy day. What does that mean? That means push yourself a little bit harder, do a little bit more, sacrifice to accomplish an end. What else? Good. Thank you, Justin. Yesterday was the only easy day. Right. So he's doing it from his phone. What else? Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to what? Who you were yesterday. But in today's video, it says compare yourself to who you are capable of becoming. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And be more what? Be more what? Samurai. I walked into a very unsamurai place yesterday. It used to be called the Kids Cave. Right, Justin, once again, very unsamurai. Very not good. And when the expectation is for people to be, if the expectation is low, I expect to walk in here and see shit, my expectations would be met. When you walk in expecting an illustration of samurai or an attempt at samurai and you see shit, it's like not good, not good, not good. So we need to be more outcome oriented, not process oriented, meaning you figure a way to get it done. You find a way or you make a way because failure is not an option. That's another thing. Okay, anyway, 13:33 in, and I am going to say that I will be around today working on stuff. And Anna is probably calling me to say, what are we going to do about my dog? What are we going to do about my dog? Versus, hey, sending me a text saying, would you mind doing this? Or here's my plan. What? Okay, and cut. Cut.